You guys can say hello now. Everyone say hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Road to Elturel, our Saturday game here on CarpeDM, where sometimes we go through bears instead of under or over them.
Great reference, Sir Janks. Very good.
I
Don't
don't even
ask what
understand the
happens before
reference.
the
That
session.
goes back to another conversation we had. Anyway, so last time on the Road to Elturel, our delightful party of adventurers here was split into two groups, as they have been for a few sessions now. We have one group up in Triel, consisting of our warlock Seymour and our bard Kaya. They were helping out a local, she calls herself a binder. She's functionally a wizard of sorts, a member of the Harpel family, City Harpel, who was in some trouble whenever her wife tried to bind herself to a entity for power, and unsurprisingly that went incredibly poorly, and Seymour and Kaya helped rescue City's wife, and so she currently owes them a favor, which they are trying to cash in to get her to summon Snipe's demon half back from the abyss. Meanwhile, down in Skirnabel, we have our other four party members, Hailra, Hattie, Reyna, and Snipe. They have spent a while debating whether or not they should go downstairs. Reyna talked a bit to Lolf in front of Hattie and Snipe. Then she tried to talk to Eldath, the goddess of peace, and was God blocked by Lolf, who's like, no, you're going to talk to me if you're going to talk to a god. Snipe has given some thought to the amulets that they carry with them. Hattie tried to contact Agma, the god of knowledge, and got an idea in response, which she went immediately to Ardius to interpret. Which may indicate that things in Elturel are not as nice as they seem. Meanwhile, Hailra has been taking a nap, so feel free, Hailra, to recharge a short rest on your character sheet. Anything you can recharge on a short rest, feel free to do that. You've just been chilling in your room, taking a break from everything else going on, and enjoying the copper bathtub that Hattie sprung for everybody for, because she insisted on springing for the nice bathrooms for everyone. So we pick up our story in the nightclub beneath the Bloody Oak, the Nightshade, where three of our party members, Hattie and Reyna and Snipe, entered into the space. It's sort of a 1920s jazz club hung with red velvet curtains and tapestries everywhere. And in a private room, you met the elven Lord Artaxis. And with him Arvenia Monkshood, the ranger who was with you and fighting the ghost dragon with you in the Misty Forest. Sit. If you're going to be here, please sit. We have table bread if you're interested. It's very good. Sit. Don't just stand there. Come on, we got seats.
Okay.
Paddy's gonna sit
I'm sure
down.
you're familiar with my associate, Ranger Monkshood.
Yeah, a
Ranger?
little bit too familiar.
Yeah. I'm curious why she's here.
Roll an insight check right now.
Janks, from now on, if my characters or anything like my campaign are eating, I'm gonna eat too because it's so fucking dope. It's so.
This
on
is
point.
why I set up important meetings in restaurants so I can just make food and eat it while we're playing.
That's great.
That's all.
That's wonderful.
That's 19.
19. While Artaxis sips from his delicate teacup, you see that Arvenia doesn't look excited to be here. Like, she's here and sitting in this room, kind of surprised to see you guys. But she just generally doesn't look like she wants to be in this room.
Mhm.
She just is.
Mhm. As I go to sit down, I kind of look at Snipe and just kind of nod as an indicator of like, you're the one who needs to talk in this conversation.
Paddy is consuming bread.
Oh yeah, please. Have your fill.
Raina also takes a piece and starts nibbling on it.
I take a piece, but I put it in the pouch for Arthur.
This bread, it comes from a particular region of the High Forest. I don't know if you're familiar, but the elves there make this delicious. I don't know what they call the spice, but it comes from like woods. It's like a little bit spicy and tangy. It's delicious. There's some honey in here too. Love it. So good.
Glad you're enjoying your nibbles. So, you fucking called me, eh?
I did. I still got this piece of bread to finish, so just give me like 5.
Fine. How's the bread, Hattie?
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty actually. Well made.
Nice.
Kind of need some like water. Like, is there any wine I can have? It's kind of drying.
Oh, sure, anything for you. And there's a bottle on the table, a carafe. I'll just pour you out a glass. So, Snipe. You are missing half of your soul.
Good observation.
Why do you think that I called you here?
Probably because you're looking for the same thing I'm looking for. Although why, you're going to have to explain that.
Yes. I suspected, based on how willing you were to come down here in the conversation that you're having upstairs, you don't actually remember. So allow me to fill in some blanks for you. About 10 years ago, I made a deal with your dark-winged angel friend. See, I was looking for some new blood to bring into the forces of the Abyss. And it just so happened that you had a friend in your world who wanted to get rid of you. And so we made a trade. I sent some magic their way. They sent you my way. Of course, what they didn't tell me is that they didn't tell you that this was going to happen. And then immediately you wrecked the room and ran out. So, for 10 years, I thought my deal was worth nothing. I didn't get shit out of that. And then, a month ago, what are the odds that I would run into you in the misty forest while I was trying to court the warden Lorelei? And I thought, just for the fun of it, let's see what they've been up to. Clearly, they're still human. Otherwise, I probably would have noticed you sooner. And I thought, you know what? I'll just keep an eye on them. So I gave you back the pin, and I've been checking in on you as you go along on your journeys. And then you went to the castle, whatever the fuck that place was. And then I saw you split yourself in halves. Good God, that was great for me. I finally got to have the thing that I wanted in the first place. Your demon half without the human bits. And then you went and fucking lost it. Immediately. Not even 5 seconds after you did it. You split yourself in half and then shot the other half of you into the center of the abyss, into one of the layers of the most non-negotiable demon lords in the entire fucking thing. And now, because it doesn't have the human candy coating on the outside, everyone can see that you're a different sort of a thing.
Everyone? Who?
Everyone in the abyss. You think we can't notice whenever there's a new sort of demon lurking about? Imagine what it feels like whenever you have a demon from a different sort of place in your area. Have you ever got a splinter itching in your finger?
Of course, yeah.
Splinter. Pointing at
It's there,
Snipe.
it was an accident, so I think a splinter is a good metaphor to be using, because no one's like, ooh, yay, today I'm going to go get a splinter. Like, it wasn't like, ooh, yay, let's split our friend in half and then lose them.
How do we get it?
I read,
Okay.
okay.
I like this one, actually.
Thank you,
She's
I like
fun.
me too.
Yeah, you're very open and honest, which I appreciate in a person.
You don't
know
seem
that
to
she's
be
been
very
telling-
open and honest.
I don't seem to be open and honest. Why is that?
Well, you didn't tell us in the first place, did you?
Didn't tell you what in the first place.
Well, when we first met you, you even said it yourself. You didn't kind of come clean about the deal thing. You didn't explain that you knew.
Complain about what deal thing?
The one
You
that
didn't talk
told
to
us-
me. You didn't even try. I was courting Lorelei. I had other business to attend to.
But
It was
be
just
fair,
a happy
like,
chance.
if I see someone who I'm like, oh, I recognize you from the time, like, I, made a deal and you didn't know about it across the room, I'm like, oh, I should probably go talk to that person. But you didn't. This
I
bread
thought
is
that
really
Snipe
nice.
would come to me. They gave me the pendant. They gave me the pin. Then they never did. They just ran off. Never even tried to talk to me. So I just gave the pin
Maybe
back.
that's like a nice indicator of the randomness of the universe, rather than like, oh, everyone knows everything. I just have to keep things to myself, and it doesn't matter because everyone knows everything, and it doesn't matter if I don't communicate with people. This bread is really nice. Was told coming in here I shouldn't talk, and I think I should stick to that. Can I have some more wine, please?
Sure. And he'll pour you more wine. Never stop talking, Hattie. You're a wealth of information whenever you talk. I would love for you to keep talking. As much as you feel like.
That scares me though. Raina, should I be scared? That kind of scares me.
We're here for other information right now.
Right. So I suppose you've come here to see what you can do about getting your other half back. At least that's the impression that I got.
That's what you've been observing this whole time.
Yes, it is what I have been observing. I've also been observing that you're dying.
Wow. Yes, thanks for reminding me.
Oh, no trouble at all. See, here's the thing, Snipe. This could be a ringer for me. I mean, if I could get the other half of you back without assistance, then I could just leave you to die in a ditch somewhere, and I get exactly what I want. problem is, I can't get the other half of you back all on my own. So, I would like you to help me get the other half of you.
Well, you're expecting me to get the other half of me back? Like, I've been here because I thought you knew.
Well, I know where it is.
I know you've got the wrong idea.
No, I know exactly where it is. I know who has it. I know.
Well, he can't get it back without you. He needs you.
Thank
You are
you,
bound.
Reina.
And if it
You were always a
unbinds,
practical thinker. I like you.
he needs you because you're bound to the demon. Your souls are intertwined, and he can't get them without you.
Oh, actually, I want to interrupt, Reina. I like your reasoning and I like your chain of reasoning, but that's actually not it at all. If he dies and the demon dies too, it doesn't fucking matter to me. It's a net zero because I never had the demon to begin with. If they die and the demon dies, that's nothing to me. The problem is that it's currently in the hands of a demon lord, and I can't directly interfere in his business, but you can. And so I need you to interfere to get the other half of you back.
Doesn't seem very fair to me, though. Well, not from my side, anyway.
What's not fair about it?
Well, it's clear that if you need me to get the other half of me back, then you've got a hand of me entirely. And then you'll be able to use the demon side of me however you want, which doesn't seem very fair to me.
Fair.
On the other hand, if I don't help you, I'll die. That doesn't necessarily seem like a bad thing. Seems like in this world, when you die, you have a lot of second chances.
Yeah, we can fix the whole death thing. This just seems like a lot of hassle.
Fair enough. Here's what I have to say to that, Snape. You don't want me to have your other half. Is that fair? But you don't know how to get your other half back. Is that also fair?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you don't want me to have your other half, what better way to see how close I am to get the other half than to work with me? What better way to undercut me? What better way to try to sabotage my own plans than work for me? You'll know exactly how close I am, how
We
close
could
I am
say,
to get
yeah,
the
she
other
could
half.
tell us what's going on now, and then we could just say, that's nice, and walk away.
But why is Monkshood here? Why is she here?
Monkshood.
What?
Well,
If I may ask you, Monkshood, why are you here?
do you remember when I was exiled? You were exiled along with me. When I was leaving the forest to start my exile, I ran into Lord Artaxis here as he was leaving the forest. And that's about all you'll say for yourself.
I don't like anything that's going on here.
Don't worry about Ranger Monkshood. We've got a deal. She works for me and she gets paid.
But worrying about things is so much fun.
Well, Monkshood knows what terms are. Rest assured, she's safe in my care. I wouldn't do anything terrible to our good Ranger Monkshood. She's too useful.
Yeah, that's not making it better. Hey, have you heard of Ogma?
Hattie, no, please.
The God of Knowledge.
Yeah, it's all
What's
about,
that gods are up to?
sharing knowledge.
Sword. What are you saying?
Knowledge.
I'm
to be
sorry, is your
shared.
loyalty to Ogma so great over the past 2 days that suddenly you're using scripture against me?
Oh no, it's not about how loyal I am. I just think it's a nice ideology to follow.
Oh, so you're perfectly honest about everything then?
Nope.
Oh. Well, then you'll excuse me for not listening to a hypocrite.
Well, here's the thing. Being honest and sharing knowledge are two very different things. I could tell you that I'm unhappy.
I think, Hattie,
and that
I
would
think
be
he shared all
dishonest.
he...
However, it isn't knowledge that is, you know...
See? Leave it. You said you made a deal with someone. Who was it?
I made a deal with someone.
Yeah. The reason why you've been chasing me this whole fucking time?
Didn't get a name. Tall person. Dark wings. Came from your world. You should know them better than I. They didn't like you. They didn't like you at all.
Not a lot of people like me.
If you want Snipe, you can make an insight check.
Yeah, I really want to.
Mm-hmm.
22.
You don't remember anyone that fits that description from your world. But with the 22, what you do remember is that you once gave up a memory to a hag to forget the person that put you in the terrible situation to begin with.
Yeah, I thought it was him.
I'm very curious, Artaxis, which, when you get demon half, when they're unbound, what can you do with them? What's the possibility?
I don't know. That's the thing. Could be endless possibilities. You know, the abyss may be chaotic, made up of chaos and evil, but there's only so many combinations of these things that you can do, you know? As far as new blood goes, though, a force from not our world, a demon created not from our abyss, that could be a tide turner. You know how useful that would be at the head of one of my armies.
A tide turner for what?
The Blood War.
What does Reyna know about the Blood Wars? Because I know a bit about it, but...
Roll me a religion check.
25.
The Blood War. The Blood War is something that you have learned keeps evil in check. It's a fight that has been happening for ever between the demons of the abyss and the devils of the nine hells. And because they're so busy fighting each other, they do not exert as much influence over the world as they could.
And when you turn the tides in the Blood Wars, and everything goes in your favor, or something else, when the war was won, basically, what's your plan then?
Reshape the world the way I want it to be. I have to fight the others for it, of course, but we all fight each other anyway. My odds of winning aren't any worse or better than anyone else's. You'd certainly rather have me in charge than, say, the Demigorgon, Orcus. I just want a world where everything's lovely. Pleasure, pain, everyone just enjoys their lives.
For eternity?
For eternity. Doesn't sound too bad, does it?
On the contrary, I'd say otherwise. Eternity's not something worth living for.
Ooh. What a fancy fucking thing to say. Well, you'll have to excuse me as someone who's lived for a very, very, very long time. The eternity gets very, very boring if you don't spice it up every once in a while.
And so your kingdom of eternal happiness and of eternal perfection is supposed to keep that going?
I did not say perfection. Didn't even say happy. Or did I? Maybe I did say happy. It's a little easier for people to understand.
I find it very bold for someone like you to think that you know what I am. You said you pulled me in for a deal because I was new blood, something new and interesting for this battle, but how do you know what I can do? How do you know that I could help you at all? You don't know what the fuck I could do. But you're putting absolutely everything that you want on me? That's pretty fucking foolish. For a lordling.
I don't know what you can do. In fact, what I want you to do, literally anyone could do. I don't need you to do it. It's just convenient for me to know where you are, to know how far along you are. Just like this would allow you to know how far along I am. Or, we could hop off in different directions. We could all be mysterious about what we're doing and where we're going in this life and how close you are and how close I am. And all those wonderful things.
Why not just kill us?
Would you prefer that?
Maybe not, but it seems more convenient. You're setting yourself up to be stabbed in the back. You're literally suggesting it to us. Why? I mean, war is just mind games, but why?
I set up for us to be stabbed in the back. Doesn't it make the game more interesting? Like I said, I have eternity to get the thing that I want. You have what? 20 days? If you don't side with me? If Snipe dies and the demon dies with him, no skin off my back. Like I said, I never had it to begin with. And I have the rest of forever to try to get my hands on it. I just think that this is fun.
Your play is that you just want to play.
It's a game.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's like childish.
If you don't mind me asking, how did a lordling of the abyss come in contact with another world?
How does anyone do anything? You read, you look around. When you have an entire eternity, you can learn a lot of things. There are spells that you can do to contact other worlds. Chance meetings between ships passing a night, that sort of thing.
What dockyards are you going to?
What? Wait, sorry, what did Hattie actually just say?
What dockyards do you go to?
Oh. The dockyards of eternity.
Yikes. Sounds a bit melodramatic.
Oh, it is.
So, to get this straight, you either let Snipe die with their demon and you don't gain anything from it, or we help you out, make sure the demon is split officially from Snipe, and you take the demon with you and try shit with it.
I mean,
You meant to swallow, not inhale.
those aren't the only two choices for me, but
It seems like the most preferred
Sums it up.
options for you.
The other option is that in the middle of all this, Snipe dies anyway. The demon doesn't die, and then I'm down one competitor for the demon. And I get what I want anyway. Yes, I am.
And you say the demon is in the hands of the most unnegotiable demon in the entire abyss, or one of. Who exactly is it? Who has it?
Baphomet, the Horned King. His whole deal is he thinks that the entire world should be looked at as predator and prey. Keeps things in his little maze. They just wander there for eternity, either killing each other.
Has Seymour ever said the word Baphomet or the name Baphomet?
Has Seymour?
Yeah.
I don't think Seymour ever has, no.
Because that's his. Am I being an idiot? That's his patron, yeah.
Pit Fiend. Mine's from the Hells. Baphomet is from the Abyss.
Yeah.
Okay, right. That was an idiot moment. I apologize.
It's all good.
How dare you?
Still say 20, boys. I can understand the confusion.
It does. It confirms my suspicion.
And how exactly are we meant to retrieve this demon?
Oh. Right. You're not meant to retrieve it. What I need you all to do is give me some negotiating collateral with Baphomet. See, he doesn't like to negotiate. He just likes things to wander in his endless maze. But he has this long-standing feud with another demon lord by the name of Yanogu. And Yanogu has some followers out in the Reaching Woods that have been disturbing people recently. See, they've been corrupted by an idol that they've stolen on the road. So what I need you to do is go and destroy the idol that they have in the Reaching Woods. Then, whenever you strike a blow to Yanogu, I can go to Baphomet and say, hey there, bud. You know your ancient arch enemy? Well, here's a present for you. We just destroyed part of his hold on the material plane.
So we need to stop playing in the Blood Wars.
Sure, we could call you like a special ops team.
It doesn't really make me feel very special, I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay, then we'll call you the regular ops team.
I don't like, that's the issue isn't the name.
Well, what would you prefer to be called?
Not associated with you in any way.
I don't think that that's a catchy name for a group of people.
I do. Sounds pretty gosh darn fun to me. Very funky fresh.
Hattie, you're free to walk out at any time. I'm
the
paying
bread is
for
just
dinner.
so good.
It is very good.
I'm here with my
you.
friends.
Huh.
On a personal level, like, fuck you. But, like, I'm not here for me. I'm here for Snipe.
There's the honesty I appreciate. Look, if you all don't want to take
sharing.
me up... If you don't want me to... Well, you said honesty and knowledge were different things. I don't... Look, you all can walk out of here right now. I don't mind if you don't want to take me up on my offer. I just need an answer, that's all.
Well, to be fair, it's not mine or Raina's answer to give. And there are more cards on the table than just yours.
Do you tell?
Oh, I thought we weren't sharing knowledge.
All right, don't tell.
I won't, all right?
Okay.
Can you pass me another bit of bread, please?
I'll hand you a slice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Snipe? I think it's decision-making time.
Well, I don't really have a decision, do I?
Well, yeah, you kind of do.
Yeah, I can die.
Yeah, and then we can, like, you know, bring you back.
Who's we?
How do you don't know that reincarnation's on the table?
Fuck, I realized that like the minute I said it.
I was so confused, and I was like, "Wait, did we tell him?"
You might want to recap.
Yeah.
Recap, what do we know? Who are we? What's going on?
We have no idea about the reincarnation or the unbinding or anything. We have no idea about it.
From here on out, I'll type out a 2-page handout. And that's all you guys beforehand.
Look, I can barely arrive on time. Please don't expect me to read something that's 2 pages long before each session.
It's all good.
Well, feels like time is of the essence, but also isn't. Maybe you can think about it for a night, Snipe?
I mean, will you give me that option?
Sure. What's a night?
Generally a 12-hour period.
Sharing that knowledge.
I'm still extremely curious what Ranger Monkshood has to do with this.
I don't think she does. I think she's just here as a quick reminder.
Are you guys
of
saying this
what
out
was-
loud in front of her at the table?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, clearly she's not being allowed to speak.
She obviously doesn't want to be here. I mean, geez, imagine if that's how you have to get your friends around you.
Give us 36 hours, max.
I won't need it. I think I'm just going to need a night to ruminate on this.
Right.
But if it's a max of 36 hours, it doesn't matter if you only take a night. 36 hours is
Yes.
within external.
It's
to-
evening right now. We have 12 hours for the night and an entire day. 36 hours. Tomorrow
But
evening. Tomorrow
I was
night.
never good at maths.
All right. Meet me back here tomorrow evening then, I guess.
Okay, Hattie's gonna like grab like a handful of bread.
Your phone is near your mic, Becca.
Right.
Yeah, Hattie's gonna grab a handful of bread and just like she doesn't really have many pockets on her, so she's just gonna take some handfuls of bread and leave with.
All right.
Yeah, Reina also takes a piece of bread and says, "The bread is delicious, by the way. Not gonna lie." And she'll
It's
just
very
kind of look backwards and look Monkshood in the eye, kind of scan over her, and then walk away.
Yeah, I follow him.
Meanwhile, while this conversation is happening, Hilra, you have taken the day, the evening to just take a break and a rest. What is it that you are up to? You have basically the entire Bloody Oak to wander about in. What is it that you would like to be up to?
So first I'm just gonna get a bottle of wine and something to eat and go find Artius.
Okay. Artius is actually down at the tap room floor right now. He's chilling out. He's drinking some tea and eating some hors d'oeuvres, like some bar food. like some sliders. Actually, he's just eating fantasy sliders, and he's just hanging out. So he's easy to find.
Yeah, so I'll sit opposite him once I've got the bottle of wine and ordered the food.
Hey, Aura, what's up?
I'm all right. I was just wondering if you wanted to help me with something since everyone else has gone.
Yeah, sure. Do you have any idea where they went?
No idea.
Cool.
As
Love it when they
usual.
mysteriously disappear. Yeah, sorry. What do you need help with? What's up?
So I have no idea when they'll be back or how long they'll take, and I actually have an investigation to do, and I could use some help.
Right, the murder thing for the church. Yeah, what do you need help with? What have you guys got so far? What do you need from me, Hilra?
Well, I just need an extra pair of eyes in case I miss anything, really. But from what I know so far, is it mostly occurs on the eastern fields, and it whatever happens always targets caravan leaders.
Okay. Then do you want to go out to the eastern fields?
That would probably be the best start, I think. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll just leave a note with the bartender, I guess. Say that we're headed off to the Eastern Green. All right. Murder investigation. Let's
Murder
go.
time.
So you guys make your way out to the Eastern Green. And among the caravans that are situated on the Eastern Green. So like, imagine this is like a campground, but it's all just like tents and wooden wagons instead of like, modern campers. The Eastern Green is just outside the city wall, and it's just like a large field, and there's like dirt paths going up through it. And you just see like clusters of different wagons. Basically, each one sort of has like little flags and things that sort of indicate like which caravan they're with, so that no one like loses track or accidentally ends up with the wrong group of people. And among them, you can fairly easily find the Estragon League. All of them have kind of pitched these sort of bright silk tents. A few of them have sort of like wagon covers, sort of like American, like Western wagons.
Yeah.
And there's a smell in the air of like a bunch of different things, like tarragon and dill and sage and like all of these different spices. You do remember that Sir Caliph Moore told you that these were spice merchants from the Lake of Steam. And you just see like a couple different campfires and just people hanging out around the campfires, start talking. Some of them are playing. One of them is playing a hurdy-gurdy. It's just like a pretty chill time. They all just seem to be sort of a little downplayed, but mostly just enjoying each other's company.
So when I first enter the area of the field, I am gonna cast Detect Magic to see if there's anything like faint traces, or if there's maybe a horrible like trap or something hidden using magic, just around the area. And while I'm walking around the field, I'll keep the the detect magic up, so I'll be able to sense anything in the vicinity.
Okay. Does that last for 10 minutes? Okay. Yeah, when you cast this, you get the sense that there is magic in a lot of different places here.
Yeah.
A lot of the well, not a lot, but some of the fires are giving off like evocation magic. Some of the tents and wagons have abjuration magic around them. Nothing that feels super out of place to you. Like, it's all magic that would make sense here. Like, magic to protect people's goods, magic to, help pitch tents and build fires. Nothing like crazy. It's not like every caravan has a wizard here, but
Yeah.
you do get a sense that nothing like nothing that immediately strikes your senses is, whoa, that's awful.
Okay. So yeah, I'll head over to the Estradon League caravan.
So do you have any idea who we're looking for here? Or are we just going to kind of sit by a fire and start singing Kumbaya and just sort of slide in?
I'm not sure. I know. What was his name? Captain
Caliph Moore.
Caliph Moore.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll tell the artist. Caliph Moore mentioned the Estradon League, and I feel like this might be a good place to start.
Okay. You said that they attack caravan leaders, right?
Yeah, it seems to be from what the cloister said and what Captain Moore said. It's always caravan leaders that show up.
Okay. In that case, I think that we should be on the lookout for someone who looks like they could be in charge. If their caravan leader just died, someone has to step up. Roll me a perception check, Hillary.
Okie dokie. That's an 8.
8. Artie's is going to give you help on this, so go ahead and roll again.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay. With a 13, you can see that there's a person standing next to a large covered wagon near what appears to be the main bonfire that everybody's hanging out around. And he appears to be like talking to a group of people, and he has like a list in his hands, and he's like, it looks like he is divvying up responsibility.
Yeah. I'll go over to him. And I'll just say, excuse me, are you the person in charge?
That's yes, hello. Yeah, you could go take care of that. Yes, hi. My name is Lairn Silversicle. Who might you be, and how can I help you?
I am Helra. I'm a captain at Fort Tamal. I'm a captain of the Elturel Guard.
Oh, okay. I don't suppose that you're here to. How can I help you?
I'm here on really just investigating as to what's really happened. I am aware that your previous leader, has passed away.
Right, Tara. Sally, if you could go take care of this for me. Do you want to step into the wagon? We could have a more private conversation.
Yeah, please.
Sure. And there's just like a little set of stairs, and inside the wagon there's just like a makeshift table that's made out of like crates and barrels that he has set up that just has like papers and stuff spread out on it. Like, sorry for the mess. I've had to recently take over several duties, trying to get everything in order, make sure everybody's well fed and all that. I did already talk to a Sir Caliph Moore in town about this. Is this a follow-up? Is there something that you need to ask, or not to seem rude, I don't want to seem rude. Of course, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, but how can I help you?
So I'm just wondering if it's more of a follow-up, but if while you've taken charge, have you noticed anything strange happening? Anything going missing, or any strange people around that you don't recognize?
Well, no one that particularly strikes me. There's, of course, a lot of different people that you meet whenever you stop at these caravan parks for the night. So obviously there's going to be a lot of people around that I'm not familiar with. But as far as our goods go, no, I haven't noticed anything gone missing. We did an inventory early this morning. It seems like we still have all of our things. Yeah, it's pretty much as I told your friend. There was no one suspicious that I was aware of around the camp whenever Tara went missing the other day. Yeah, I can't really say for sure. I wasn't everywhere at once, but to be honest, not a lot of people liked hanging around Tara. So if someone was strange near him, then it could just be that none of us noticed, because none of us really wanted to be around him, if we're being perfectly honest.
And why wouldn't people like to be around him?
Make me a persuasion check, Hera.
Finally, something I'm good at.
Yeah.
17.
Well, it's not really my place to speak ill of the dead, but Tara was what most people's standards would consider a cruel man. And he kind of like checks out the back of the covered wagon real quick. Like, he didn't treat the animals or the people very well whenever we traveled. He always wanted to push things a little too far, push people a little too hard, always tried to go a little farther than we were able to go in the day. No one liked him, which I understand from your associate's perspective may seem suspicious, but it's not uncommon to come across a certain sort of person as a caravan leader. He wasn't bad. He got us where we needed to go. He was a very strong hand, but I can't say that anyone ever wanted to have a drink with him around the campfire.
Did you notice any changes in his behavior or how he treated people up to his disappearance, maybe just around the camp? Or was it maybe he got more cruel, as you would say, or was it anything that changed?
No, nothing I can think of. He was the same man as ever. I do remember that he'd taken up some issues with some of the donkeys before he died. I don't really want to get into it, but yeah, he was the same as he ever was, right up till the end. Is there anything else that I can help you with, Captain?
That's all I can think of for now, but if there's anything else I need, I'll come ask.
All right. Well, I'm happy to help if there's any other questions. You can find me here. We aren't able to leave until this whole mess gets sorted out, so we'll be camping here on the East Green.
Okay, thank you for your help.
Sure. Well, that was a conversation.
It was.
So he was a cruel person.
Yeah, that's from what Caleb told me. He suspected that the first disappearance was the caravan trying to get rid of the leader, and all caravans followed suit from them,
Okay.
which I don't necessarily believe. And I'm just trying to get as much as I can.
Well, okay. So there were 3 murders, right? You guys said that.
Yeah.
And
And it was about one a week.
Okay. Did this caravan show up during that time? Were they around whenever the other murders happened?
I don't believe so. I believe they were the way they were spaced out, and I have no idea how information spread that fast between caravans.
That doesn't
So
make it seem like it's a copycat.
Yeah, that's what struck me as odd. But Kayla seemed to think it was probably a copycat.
What is Caliph of... Okay, not to accuse your friend of, cowardice or anything, but if it seems like it's definitely not what he said.
Oh, I know, and I'm not really friends with him. I just know him. He works under the High Overseer.
Ah, okay. Okay. And he works here for the High Overseer?
No, the High Overseer sent him.
Oh.
Due to the trouble.
It's kind of weird.
I know, I thought so too. And that's why I'm a bit concerned about what's going on. Like, why the High Overseer would get involved and, like, immediately and not try and just send other guards.
Right. Okay. What is there anything that you want to learn here?
I'm not sure what there is to learn here, but I just want to have a look around, or if there's anything out of place just in the area, because it seems to happen at night, and from what I've gathered, it seems to be like an instant they're knocked out.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check, Hera.
With my fat plus 0, that's a 5.
You ask around to figure out which wagon was Tara's. And his wagon is the one that is currently being used by Laren. The one that's in the middle of camp that everyone has been walking around, that all of the dirt is completely trampled near.
Yeah.
Just like impossible to get any clues off of. Well, I say let's go see what the others are up to, maybe, and go from there.
Yeah, I think that's all we can do. Actually, just before we leave, so obviously I know that the caravan, the caravan that lands in now is previously Tara's. With the caravans, does it look like the caravans have moved recently?
Moved, like, switched spots?
Yeah.
Um,
Like, are there any like fresh looking like tracks that have not been like walked over?
yeah, you can roll me another investigation check.
Okie dokie. That's a 14.
14. It looks like everything around here is pretty well worn. Not sure if it's because they've been staying here or because they just moved to the campsite of another caravan. But regardless, it looks like people have been here for a while.
Okay. Can I go check under the Terrace caravan or lands now?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Not 20, so that's 22.
20. Okay, 22. Yeah, there is something under there. Whenever you look beneath the wagon, there is a frayed bit of rope that you wouldn't see if you didn't roll a nat 20 on it. But it is red fiber.
Okay.
So it's not actually like a piece of rope. It is just like, you know, if you have like a really bristly piece of rope, like bits of it will come off. Like you just see red flakes of rope beneath the wagon, like ones that just didn't get picked up and trampled on people's shoes because they fell underneath the wagon.
Okay. I am going to take the pieces of rope and I will call Artius over. And I will hand the rope over and I'll be like, found this under the caravan.
So he was killed here.
Yeah, or where he was found. He might not have, well, he might not have been killed. He might have just been knocked unconscious here and then killed elsewhere.
Okay. But they didn't see anyone suspicious?
They said they didn't see anyone suspicious up until his disappearance, and they've not seen anything after.
So
Which is strange. The only thing I can think of is, and this is going to sound quite crazy, but as the caravans were coming in, somebody hitched a ride and waited.
then the question is, did they pick up any new travelers?
That's what we need to find out. Either the travelers went into the caravans or managed to travel with the caravans without being seen.
Should we ask Laren? Before we leave, right? We should ask him this.
Yeah, we should ask.
Okay. Yeah, you can hop back into the caravan and ask.
I just have one question.
Yeah, how can I help?
On your
Welcome
way
back.
here, hello.
Hi.
On your way to the fields, did you pick up any other travelers? Like someone who just wanted a lift? Going down here?
We didn't pick up any new travelers. But we did send some people off. There were a few people who had gotten sick along the road, so we sent a few of them over to the Cloister of the Tears to feel better. So they went off and they got taken care of by the healers, and then they came back.
Could you point them to me, please?
Sure. That That's Susanna over there. She had a case of diphtheria, so she went over to the healers.
Okay. Thank you again for your help.
Of course, anything.
And then Hailra leaves the caravan and looks at Arceus. So it may be a case of, we'll go speak to Suzanne, but it might be that it's other people from the caravan or maybe someone from the cloister. And I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it's someone that's between here and the cloister that may be the culprit.
Let's talk to Susanna.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go over to Susanna.
Okay. Yeah, she's working on an embroidery hoop. She's just like sitting there, just like chilling by a campfire, working on an embroidery hoop. Hi, can I help you?
Hi. Yes, I just want to ask some questions. I believe you went to the cloister recently.
Yeah, I was sick. I just got back a day or two ago.
Okay. How long were you at the cloister for?
About 3 days. What is this about?
It's just asking. I'm just getting as much information as I can. I'm with the Elturel Guard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was at the cloister for 3 days on bed rest.
Okay. Did so what happened? When did you get sick? Was it during the travel, or were you sick on the travel and just needing to go to the cloister the moment you arrived?
I had to go on arrival. It was stupid. My tent, I accidentally messed it up and we didn't have any new ones, so I just had to make do sleeping in the one that we had because Tara said we didn't have any spares, and I had to sleep outside with rain pouring down all night, and I just got sick, so I had to go to the cloister as soon as we got in.
I'm very sorry for that.
It happens. He just whatever. Yeah, sorry. I was at the cloister for a few days.
Okay. Was there anyone at the cloister who mostly helped you while you were on bed rest?
A couple of apprentices. I think her name was Healer Riss, was the supervising healer. She came in and checked on me once or twice. Nice lady.
Yeah.
Had
did
like
you have
rope
any-
covering an eye.
Yeah. I know her. Did you have any other visitors that weren't part of the cloister come and see you?
I think Laren came and checked on me once. Yeah, he came to see how I was doing. Other than him, no, it was just being on bed rest at the cloister.
Okay. Well, thank you for helping. I hope you're feeling better now.
Much better. The cloister, they're really good at what they do.
They are. Again, thank you for your help. And Hela's gonna walk off with Arceus.
Okay. She just goes back to her stitching. So she was sick and went to the cloister.
And no one. The only people that visited her were the apprentices and Len. So that doesn't really give much help.
I think we need a little more brain power than just us two.
Yeah.
Let's head back to the Bloody Oak and see what everybody else has been up to.
Yeah, and I might regret this, but we're going to need Hattie's brain.
Sounds like a plan. And that is where we will take our first break.
Sweet, sweet.
Oh, nice little lovely murder investigation.
Yeah.
Artaxis is easily my favorite character in this whole campaign.
Yeah.
Best character.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Best
Oh
character.
no! Make sure Seymour doesn't find him, otherwise he's going to try flirting with him.
Maybe. We'll see.
Love how Howard's actually like, let's do the murder investigation thing. The main thing that we're actually
I am an
here for.
authority. I should be authority. I'm going to
And now
investigate
she's
this myself.
and I'm just like, we're not smart enough for this. We actually need Hattie.
I do like the idea
Hattie.
that I do like the idea that
Hattie.
like the party who's there could have came out like after the conversation and went, well, might as well carry on with that investigate. Oh, we've gone off. All right, we'll just wait for them to arrive again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We're also all doing side quests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even like, we're a long way from Elturel or it's a long time away.
We're
We're
not
just
on,
still
we're not on
doing
the
side-
road anymore. We're in buildings now, so
Yeah.
it's just never going to happen.
The buildings to
Okay.
Elturel.
We have like 2 more months before
The pit
Elturel
stops to
happens.
Elturel.
Oh, it's
You guys
2
are
more
like-
months. We've done
Yeah.
50 episodes and it's still 2 more
It's
months.
2 more
before-
months. We're like a month in, because our Texas said like a month ago we met him in the high forest, in the misty
Yeah.
forest. So
We
Are
have
we
been
close
fucking
to
around
passing
for
the
so
2-month
long.
mark, or
What a great question.
it feels like it's been
I've
a
been
month.
Oh,
I've been
when
keeping
might we
track,
start?
but I haven't. Yeah. Yeah, no, you guys are like a 5-day boat ride away from Elturel. And you are right down the river from it.
yeah.
Or up the river from it.
At least we're closer now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So much
Yes,
to
we are.
think
Oh my.
10 minutes.
Yes.
Yep, 10 minutes.
Peace. You're out. you guys can say hello.
Hello! Welcome back, everybody, to the Road to Elturel. In the first half of our show today, 3 of our characters, Snipe, Hattie, and Reyna, were talking to Lord Artaxis, while Hailra was off with Artius Manx investigating a murder mystery. But now it is time to see what the other 2 members of our party have been up to up in Triel.
Seymour's drunk and trying to dance with Kaya and trying to get Kaya to teach him how to dance because he's bad at it.
Stick with the rhythm. It's really simple. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. It's 4 numbers.
I
It
know.
shouldn't be this hard.
I'm sorry. I'm not good at
1, 2, 3, 4. Sybil is counting out loud.
Oh.
She's up on stage just like loudly counting. It's like 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
People are trying to square dance around you.
This is a lot of pressure, okay? I'm good at many things, but not dancing, alright? That's sorry.
All right, here. Let me lead. Okay.
Okay.
Just
You can dance
don't-
if you want to.
The most important thing is not to step on the person you're dancing with.
Oh,
Generally.
and he takes his foot off your foot. Oh.
Yes, thank
Oh,
you.
I see. Okay. Can I roll a performance check? Thanks.
Absolutely. You know what? I'll even give you advantage on it because Kaya is doing her darndest to help
God,
you.
what's a performance? I got a +4 in performance. Damn. Ooh, it's better than my first roll. Hang on. Oh, wait, cocked. Come on, baby. Hey, 18.
18.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
1 last time.
Well, yeah, 18 is definitely better than that. Yeah, I mean, with Kaya's guidance, you are doing a fairly decent square dance. It helps that the instructions are being shouted from the front of the room by no less than Bill, who's the one playing the fiddle. All right, now, 10 upon the stepping time. Da, 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 da. Yeah.
Step on the toes. Da, da, da. This is clearly Kaya leading. I'm not doing anything. It's just Kaya leading and what's giving me the 18. This is actually Kaya doing the 18.
Yeah, Kaya, you're not unfamiliar with these particular dances. There were a lot of them back home growing up. It was a very popular kind of dance.
What time is it right now, DM?
It is in the evening, so whatever day you guys were on, it's like night now. So like this is the same day that Bill shouted at you to stop making eyes at his godmother / town grandma. And
good time.
yeah. And Kaya had the conversation with City earlier. But yeah, Kaya, you can see that Sybil's looking much better after a day of rest. She's up on stage having a grand old time. City is around. She's mostly like serving up drinks and stuff. You don't see her all the time. She's just kind of like really downplaying her presence in the middle of this town party. Oh, and Amarcos is like propped up in a corner, just sort of like clapping along, having a good time.
Celebrating teamwork, yo. That's what we're celebrating right now. Seymour's gonna like try and do a little pirouette, and then he's just gonna stop, catch his breath, have another drink, but he's sort of just stumbling around, and he's gonna recap like little stories of what he saw Kaya do regarding, disguising themselves, pretending to do certain things, sneaking in, and basically just recapping the previous event with like a lot of, I don't know, like pride, actually. He feels pride for once. So yeah.
Yeah, everyone's super interested in the stories that you're telling because these are a bunch of folk that not a lot happens around Triel for the most part. Obviously, there's the raiders that they've been dealing with, but even they, like, City told you they never came like super close to Triel. They came like within a few farm fields of Triel. So yeah, these people love the fact that you're telling these stories of like fights with cultists and there's like fire being slung places, and yeah, it sounds like an epic story to them.
He doesn't.
And of course, they're happy to have Sybil back.
He never mentions that he's hiding in the bush throughout the entire thing. He never mentions that at all.
Somewhere back by the stables, there's a low growl of that you know, and deep in your heart says, well, I'm the one who did most of the work.
That's right.
Finbris crosses his paws, slumps his head down.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we have something else to do now.
Yeah, we should. Well, I still haven't gotten a message back from Snipe, so I'm still waiting on that. The moment we know what they want, we can decide what we do next.
How long's it been?
Jinx, how long has it been?
This is for my benefit because I have no idea the time right now.
It was earlier that day. Yeah.
A couple hours, maybe? It's weird. Sending doesn't usually take this long, but, I don't know.
Maybe they're busy, but then do they have a amount of time they can take to get back to you? I don't know how it works. Is it they only have a slight window?
Yeah, they...
Huh. Well,
interesting. I don't know.
Who knows?
No.
The answer is they haven't got back to us yet, so there you go.
If they don't get back to us by tomorrow morning, I'll send another one.
Yeah, of course.
That's about all we can do for now.
Are we just gonna stay here, or?
Well, the thing is, we can't really leave in case Snipe wants us to summon their demon because we need City, and City can't leave.
That's true. I just don't like the idea that this could be potentially dangerous to Snipe, and they're not here. You know?
Yeah, I would honestly prefer for them to get here as well, but I don't know. They said they needed to do something in Scornabel, right? Before we separated. Oh, you weren't there for that. They said that there was a chance that someone in Scornabel could help them, so...
Oh.
We're kind of exploring all of the options here.
Okay. Well... I don't know. I mean, it feels like we've done our part right now, and we have to wait for the next steps. We shouldn't be rushing this, because in the end, it's not our life. It's Snipe's.
Exactly. I suppose that means all we can really do is get drunk and wait.
Way ahead of you on that one.
Friends! Come join me at the table.
Ah, yes. He stumbles a little bit.
Yeah.
Kaya, props him up.
His hair's like
You
this.
really can't hold your liquor.
I drank a lot of it. I'm sorry.
It is fine, friend. I wanted to say, thank you so much. I do not think that I mentioned it as we were hurrying down the road. Obviously, we were in a hurry, but it truly means the world to me that you accompanied City to come back and rescue me.
Honestly, I don't think we would have let you just stay there.
You're welcome.
It is incredibly kind of you. It shows the true valor of someone with the heart and bravery of my own knightly companions. I don't suppose either of you have ever considered joining an order?
It's not really our thing, I don't think.
That's very thought of you, by the way. We've just met as well.
It's true, but honestly, there is no greater way to know a person than to experience with them the fires of battle.
I do like a good fight.
And when it comes to knightly orders, it is honestly the greatest test we can offer someone. To do battle with someone, that is how you decide whether or not they are a brother in arms to you.
Honestly, as much of a clusterfuck our party is, I'm happy with who we're with right now.
Yeah. I think we're pretty useful to each other. Well, I suppose we're not really with them right now, but...
It's quiet without them, right?
Yeah, I did notice that. It's weirdly relaxing. It's like a vacation.
Yeah,
you know?
it's true. Sometimes you need that little break, right? It's quite nice. But
honestly, that is why I traveled this far on my own. aside from the run-in that we had on the road, obviously we all remember how that turned out. But sometimes it is nice to get some peace and quiet. But your friends, you say these are the ones that you were separated from, yes?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. I heard mention around the bar that you say that they are down in Scornabel now.
Somehow, yes.
They were in Waterdeep at some point. Very confusing. I don't know what's going on there.
I think they're making it up, actually.
Yeah, that might be it. Didn't really think of Snipe as the type to make up weird lies like that, but there's no way they went all the way to Waterdeep and then back here and then to Scornabel before we even got to Trio.
I think
it would certainly be an incredible journey.
Definitely feels like they were jealous of us doing that a little bit of a hop as well. So maybe
Yeah, that must be it.
Whatever we can do, you can do, and all that. I don't know. We're pretty good, I guess. We're pretty lucky. Just jealousy in the end, I think. Maybe not at Scornabel at all.
Well, they are in Scornabel. That is where city. A lovely host who I appreciate so much for giving me a room. It's where she wants to go ship me down to the cloisters of the Tyr. I feel perfectly fine, but she insists on me seeing a healer. But I still have to deliver a message out to her butler. So, as soon as I am ready, I ride the road again.
I hope you find safe passage, safe journey, and maybe someone who can also enjoy your stories of battle. What did you, Janks? What would you say Sir Marcos spoke about while we were talking, like while we were walking? Is there anything like he would have spoke about upon our first meeting? I know we had like a little bit of a day or so. So I don't think it would have been just silence between us both.
No, he would have absolutely talked your ear off about what would he have talked about? He's not like a super braggy dude. He would probably just like tell you about the history of stuff because he like enjoys the history of Elturel because his family is like steeped in it. So he would probably like talk your ear off about like, yes, and then my father, he rode with the Hell Riders for many years and he would just tell you about like random history bits from Elturel.
Okay. Just because I wanted to go into this. So one story you mentioned, the Hell Riders.
Ah, yes. Yes, it runs in my family.
Have you got a prop, Janks?
I do. I have a Hell Riders badge.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
And he lays that out on the table. He says, yes. The legacy of my family. Hell Riders.
Seymour's going to look at Kaya. Well, Kaya was alive when we were down there, right? Because I know you died down there, but I think you came back. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to like have that little. Oh wait, I gotta take this away. Because I rolled a natural 1 on my memory, right? Last time. I can't, because I rolled really low on my history check, if I remember rightly. I know that we saw a depiction, but I don't think I recalled any information about it.
I mean, you can, like, I'll let you recall as much or as little as you want from your time in the tomb. You had a pretty lengthy conversation with the blacksmith about it.
Okay.
Because you asked him a bunch of questions, so, like, that's fine.
Okay. So Seymour sort of looks at Kai and goes, We had an encounter a while ago. I don't know if it was a crypt of the Hell Riders or anything like that, but it was desecrated. I remember this, and there was murals back in oh god, where was it again?
Daggerford.
Daggerford. Danger in Daggerford. That's the one. Yes, desecrated. Don't know why.
A shame. A curse on whoever desecrated the tomb of the Hell Riders.
Well, we took care of them.
Yeah, I think we killed them. I very vaguely remember that. There was like a lot going on back then. Yeah, you're right. There was a tomb of the Hell Riders. It was desecrated by mutant goblins. And
Yes.
that's why we went to Elturel to begin with, because of what the goblins said about something or other. I really wasn't paying attention. I bet Reyna knows.
There is nothing more disgraceful than tomb robbery.
From what I gathered by looking at them, they looked corrupt. I don't know how else to put it.
Well, clearly their soul was already far gone, if they have decided to disturb the rest of the dead.
That's fair. But I'm confused because I don't know about fate. I believe in chance. But the chances of us going to there and then encountering you, a relative, it just seems odd. Like it's all connected.
Well, I cannot say...
I've encountered plenty of knightly orders around this. I mean, we're an Elturguard. What did you expect?
It's a pretty big place, though. I don't know. It's just whimsical curiosity, I guess. Nothing more.
Well, I cannot say for certain that if you visited the tomb of the Hell Riders and... Where did you say? Daggerford?
Yes.
That in itself is the strange thing here. It is strange to find a tomb of Hell Riders that far north, although if you say that is what they are, I have no reason to disbelieve you.
Oh, please disbelieve us. We have very bad memory.
We both do. We're the unfortunate ones in this party.
Well, then perhaps there is some confusion. Most Hell Riders are buried here in Elturgard. As for being related, I cannot say that I am related to any of them. All of my family, as far as I know, my father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, they are buried just outside of Elturel, in the western district of Elturel. There is a graveyard. There is a special place for the Hell Riders to be buried. That is where they all are, in the family mausoleum.
Well, maybe it's a good idea that when we arrive in Elturel, we go pay it a visit. It could be. Please.
I would appreciate any respect that you would pay. The Hell Riders they are one of the two great knightly orders of Elturgard. The Hell Riders are the older of the two, but the younger, the companions of Elturel. They are a respectable bunch. They help us greatly. We cooperate quite often. I do sometimes get the impression that some of the leadership of the companions is perhaps jealous of our place in the hearts of the people. But I, for one, have nothing but goodwill for my fellow knights, as long as we each have each other's backs.
There's something I just remembered. Kai, do you remember that sword?
Reyna's sword, the one that she lost?
Reyna borrowed it, I believe. I don't know. It wasn't theirs to
Well, it
begin with.
hurt you, and it didn't hurt her. So I think that would mean that it wanted to be her. I don't know how weapons work like that, magical weapons.
Have you heard of anything like that, Sir Marcus?
Have I heard of
weapons that, I don't know, to seem special?
It's there are many such occurrences. We have a blacksmith who works for the Hall of Heroes in Elturgard. He and his team, they are wonderful craftsmen. They are known to infuse swords with runic magic. Frequently, they make blades for the paladins of Elturel that we may carry with us. That can cut through the defenses of most of the the forces of evil, those beasts which would normally be protected against the average iron. We may slice at them with our swords. As far as other weapons go, we have, of course, our holy relics. We have the blade of Saint Trevor. He was one of the greatest of the Hell Riders.
Why does that sound vaguely familiar? I feel like I'm forgetting something here. Saint Trevor, that wasn't what the tomb was called, right?
That is not what the tomb was called.
No, okay, good.
Yeah.
Can we remember what the tomb was called?
The tomb didn't have a name.
Okay.
It was just like a crypt, a crypt with people in it. There were a list of names that you got, but Trevor was not one of them.
Oh, we did get names. Yeah, shit.
I don't have those.
I totally rolled. You know what? I rolled a natural 18 for history. Mine is 2 for 16. Do I remember the names, Sir Janks?
What a great question. Let me see if I wrote down the names.
Me and Kai are going on our own side quest now, guys. Just want to let you know.
The side quest of your own feckin' memories.
That's right.
The side quest of memory.
I think that's what everyone's on.
Let's see. I do know. Oh, it was called the Temple of Torm. That's the place that you guys went to. It was a temple dedicated to Torm that also had a crypt in it.
Oh, right.
I am not sure about the names of the individuals in the tombs. I believe Bartholomew was among them. I do know that the sword that Reyna got, you do remember that belonged to someone called Jander Sunstar.
Mm.
You know, it's probably not important.
Maybe we just overthinking things.
Probably.
This is just our way of passing the time until we get this message. Probably. Huh. Well, I don't know what our next move is, Kaya. It's kind of at a standstill.
Wait, hold on. Just because I have to know, for the purposes, did you tell him the name of the names in the tomb?
Me.
Kaya doesn't know though.
You can let. It's up to you, DM. Seymour can remember it. He would mention it.
Well, no, with the 16, you would remember the name Jander Sunstar.
Then, yeah, I would.
Just okay.
Yes. Seymour likes information, so yes.
Jander Sunstar.
Mm-hmm.
That is strange. I know that name. We do not know where he is buried. He was one of the great heroes of Elturel. Among the first of the Hell Riders. He was a great man, a great elf. He is honored in the Hall of Heroes. Was honored in the Hall of Heroes. Great man though he was, he suffered from the curse of vampirism. And 50 years ago, I think it was now, Elturel nearly fell to the hands of vampire lords. And so though we still honor Jander and his contribution to the founding of Elturel and its safety, we had to remove his statue from the Hall of Heroes. Unfortunately, it was in danger of being constantly defaced in the wake of the vampire plague. But it is interesting that you say that name. And you say that you found his sword?
Well, yes. I mean, does Reyna still have a sword?
No, she lost it somewhere between the forest, and now you know her. She doesn't talk about anything. I don't know if she threw it away.
They're the wise
or...
one, not the intelligent one. It's just one of those. But if this helps, we can gladly tell you how to get to that crypt. If that helps any of your colleagues.
I would be happy to pass that message along. If there is a hidden tomb of the Hell Riders in the north, it would be of great significance to the knightly orders of Elturel. We always try to honor our dead as best we can. And if you do know, if I may speak to your friend Reyna, well, I'm afraid we probably will not cross paths. I must go east, but if we ever do find ourselves in the same place, I would love to ask her what may have happened to that sword. It would be a great holy relic to Elturel to have it back.
Are you going to the cloister of the Tier?
Ah,
That is where Reyna is, if you need incentive.
it is tough. If you had said that she had the sword, I would ride tonight to go see. But no, I am afraid that no, I'm afraid that my message to the east is too important. No, I'm afraid that I must help with this issue of the reaching wood before I can do anything else in good conscience. I would not want my armor to tarnish.
You're going to Hardbuckler, was it?
Yes, Hardbuckler. It is not part of Eldergard, but they are an ally to the east. And they will be key to dealing with this constant problem of the reaching wood.
What was the I think you've already said this before, Janks. What was the problem that they mentioned?
Raiders. People in the wood who just like came out and like burned houses and farms and just like destroyed, like didn't even really steal stuff. Like it was one of those things where it's like after they went to investigate, like half of the treasure was missing, but there was still a bunch of gold and stuff that was lying around. It was mostly like they just destroyed everything.
Okay.
I'd be careful going to Hardbuckler. There might be something going on there. Just don't get yourself killed or captured again.
I can only hope to do my best. So, what is it that you two are up to for the rest of the evening? What are your grand plans in the scheme of things? Are you going down to meet your friends in Skrunabel?
I think that's definitely the plan.
Look, if we know, honestly, we're just trying to get in contact with them.
It is difficult sometimes when you are near the fields of the dead to send messages. Magic is funny that way.
It's got a
I suppose we already talked about that.
Get a signal.
I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
signal.
we'll ride out tomorrow and try a little bit further away from the fields of the dead.
Does the woods that he mentioned, is that away from Skrunabel?
It is not. It's on the eastern side of the road, so it's like between the path that leads out to Hardbuckler and like Skirnabel. Like
Sure.
that area is just full of the reaching wood.
Okay. So if he's, so is he? Just so I've got my mind map going on.
Mm-hmm.
Is he heading the same direction as us right now after this, or is he like going the opposite way? So if we're heading towards Scornabel, is he heading the same way, then veering off into the woods?
He doesn't intend to. He intends to go north.
Oh, okay.
You guys are going south. He's going to go north and then east.
Right. Okay.
Out to Hardbuckler.
Just trying to get my head right with all that.
I get you.
Grand scheme. Honestly, our grand scheme right now is to... I don't know.
The grand scheme, you mean outside of saving Snipe? Warn whoever's in Elturel about whatever's going on there, and then head to Baldur's Gate, right?
I believe so. Yeah. I think
At least that's my plan.
Huh. Interesting. You say that. But yes, right now, Snipe, priority. Elturel, Baldur's Gate.
Yes, you say... You say something in Elturel. You said this before. You did not elaborate. What is this danger that you speak of?
Right.
This thing, this event.
So, I guess we can tell you, right? I look at Seymour, right?
Sure.
So when we were in Daggerford fighting mutated goblins, something weird happened. I think there was a prophecy or something involved about the fall of Elturel within the next month or so, 2 months. So we're trying to get there and warn people, potentially, see what's going on there.
Was this only murals of the tomb?
Yes. Well, no, the murals, yes it was. But a goblin said it. But there were murals in the tomb.
The murals...
Gnolls or hyenas?
Gnolls.
And they showed the fall of Elturel?
Yes. Or it predicted the fall of Elturel, or it talked about a plan to attack or defeat Elturel in some capacity within... Was it two more moon cycles at this point?
I
Something
believe
like that.
so.
What's that face? What do you have? Do you know something?
I don't like that face at all.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
About to say, you saying okay out of character concerns me.
Now I have to think of... Because I'm trying to parse out knowledge. Because okay, out of character, the murals showed something else. The murals showed a point in history.
Yeah.
It was the hell.
The
It was the hell.
the goblin. Yeah, the goblin gave you the prophecy. The murals showed history.
Yeah.
So,
The
but
murals was Yanogu. Was it? No, it was the Hell Riders going into battle with.
Yeah.
From left to
Gnolls.
right.
That was inside of the tomb, and then you had outside of the tomb, you had like the thing to Thorm himself. And
Yes.
inside of the tomb where the 6 graves were, you had the sword with like the altar, and
This is
in
why
front
we
of
need
it,
Raina here.
This is what I mean right
yeah,
now.
and in front of it we have like the Hell Riders and horses fighting gnolls, basically.
Yes.
so
we said
Hell
exactly
Riders
that,
were
by the way.
fighting gnolls
That's exactly what
on
we
the
said.
mural.
I've been going through all my notes now.
Oh.
So what's going through Marcos's head is, but what you told Marcos just then is that the mural was also the prophecy.
No, the mural was old. The mural was older than the goblins. The mural was talking about Hell Riders or something unimportant. That's history, or maybe important. I don't know. And then the goblin was talking about
The
something.
prophecy seems the most important thing, not the nice carving in the wall.
I mean, if you want, you can leave it as said, because if you want to be like, I doesn't remember, they were all the prophecy. Like, that's fine. It just changes what Marcos's take is going to be, whether the mural said the prophecy or
Here,
whether
I'll roll,
it was the
I'll roll a
goblin.
history check.
I'll give you an
Okay.
advantage somehow, because I was there too.
Do I get that advantage?
Yeah, sure.
Yay!
Okay.
'Cause I think Seymour would like try to correct a tiny bit, because I rolled a little bit high on my history. So I guess I can...
The memory of you
Play
two
around.
is just like, okay, I was there, I woke up, and I was there.
We're
So
charisma. We're charisma-based characters.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not intelligent
Kaya
or
doesn't pay
wise.
attention to shit like that.
We're quite
But it's-
Only
self-centered.
7 of us were there. No, it was only me.
We're very self-centered.
It is a dirty 20 with Seymour's help.
Okay, yeah. If you want, you can parse out that the
Yeah.
mural was history.
Thank you,
and
DM.
no, it's fine. Like, It would have been fine playing the other way. He just would have drastically changed what he was going to do.
It would have been fine, but everything would have been different.
Yeah. The mural is I recognize it as you describe it. It is the founding of the Hell Riders. That is what the mural is. This prophecy, though, that you speak of, it is concerning, but coming from the mouth of a corrupted soul that was desecrating a tomb,
They were trying to make sacrifices. It was real weird.
Yes, I appreciate the efforts that you all are going through, and I would not dissuade you from doing it. But I myself, I do not take stock in these sorts of dying prophecies from those who have been corrupted and maddened.
I have a question.
Yes, yeah.
Blacksmith, in Daggerford.
Mm-hmm.
What was the relation with the smith and the Hell Riders? You mentioned the blacksmith before, and it was the blacksmith's daughter who was trying to be sacrificed.
His grandfather was a Hell Rider.
So they were trying to sacrifice a blood relative of a Hell Rider.
Yes, that was what they were doing.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. What I can do is I can write you a letter of introduction, if you do not already have one. Come to my room tomorrow. I will write a letter of introduction to the Hall of Heroes. Deliver it to Sir Antar Froome. He is in charge of the hall.
Write it down, Naomi. Write it down. Altar.
Oh shit! I just tuned out for like 2 seconds.
It's all good.
What was that?
Turn this letter into Antar Froome with the backing of. I will have it signed, and I will seal it with my badge, so they know that it is from me. I would like to think that my family garners some respect, so perhaps it will open a few doors for you that may not otherwise be opened.
The name was Antar Froome?
Antar Froome, yes.
Okay.
He's a good man.
We're main questing, guys. We're back
Look at us
into
go,
Elturel. Yay.
Now, I'm pretty sure I remember you not saying anything. You never actually said who your other traveling companions were, right?
No.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so he has no
not.
idea that Hero's with you, so...
No,
yeah.
no clue.
Plus, he's going to give you
Plus, we don't. I don't know if at this point we consider Helra like companion of the party yet, because we didn't. Really...
Kaya's already forgotten who.
Yeah, because like we didn't get a chance to interact properly. The only thing we had was that awkward look, and that was about it. So we don't even know if they're with us still.
Remind me at the end of the game. I'll tell you something really funny
Sure.
that I was just thinking about. But,
Sure.
Okay. In that case, unless there's anything else you guys want to do this evening, I will let you guys get back into the revelries.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else you want to talk to?
Seymour will take the poison thing if it's needed. Just want to let you know he's getting drunk. So yeah.
I thought he was going to say he was going to take the poison thing to die.
Yeah,
Right there and then.
No, my disadvantages and stuff. I want to. Yeah, he'd have got drunk by now.
Okay.
Kaya will also get drunk.
Yeah.
It takes a little longer for her.
Glad you all having a fun time.
All right, a bit longer.
You guys get back out on the dance floor. Luckily, everyone else is also slipping into that state of drunkenness. So your bad square dancing is lining up with everybody else's bad square dancing.
right.
It's fine.
We're inventing square dancing here, so it's good.
Yeah. It's all good.
Um,
Back in Skronabel, the group is meeting up once again. Hilra and Ardius have arrived back at the Bloody Oak. They probably arrive back a little after you all come up from being in the Nightshade, because we had to take the long walk out to the East Green and back. So you all find yourselves in the same room for the first time in a hot minute. And there they are.
Where did you guys go?
Don't ask.
Nowhere.
Okay.
Just had a conversation with someone.
Those are 3 incredibly different answers.
That's all you're getting, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unless there's any
No,
way you
I-
can help us. We're a little
Want
bit...
some
Marcus,
bread?
now I see what you mean about the communication.
Like,
It's not a strong suit.
I have some bread if you want some bread.
oh my god, is that high forest elven bread?
It's very crunchy.
No, it's mine.
Okay. So you guys have been up to nothing and you're not doing anything.
Uh-huh.
Hera and I were investigating a murder.
That sounds awfully productive of you.
Did you find some more information?
We found a bit. It was just me and Artius. I could have used some more help, but I couldn't find you.
Well, you know.
But for now, the only information we have is there was no strangers. The only strange thing was, well, not strange, but someone was sent to the cloister because they were ill, and we found some red rope under the caravan.
An inside job?
Okay.
I'm thinking, well, I don't think it's an inside job. From what I've been told by the person who's now in charge, the caravan leader, no one really liked him. They didn't want to go near him, and none of those caravans were around when the other murders happened. So it's not copycat. So I have no idea.
The leader was a bad person?
Yeah, from what they said he was cruel to the people in the caravan and the animals.
We met a woman who got diphtheria because he made her sleep outside in the rain.
Yeah, and then Hela will relay that. Yeah, one of the caravanners had to go to the cloister because she was forced to sleep with no cover in the rain.
Okay.
Do you think that's motivation enough for murder?
Well, she was in the cloister for 3 days. In bed rest.
Didn't the corpse that we talked to, didn't he say that he was the guy who was killed? Like, he's the guy who...
Yeah, the caravan leader's the one who's got killed, and if they say that he's a bad man.
The false will be punished for their cruelty, is the last thing
Yeah.
you heard, what he said.
The false, but yeah, the cruelty makes sense then, but the false.
No one would know that he had been cruel unless they were victims of his cruelty.
So
Yeah.
what if they went to the cloister, learned a little bit about what they do, and then use that as a cover-up?
Well, even if that is what happened, how do we explain the other 3 murders? If they happened before and this caravan wasn't around when they happened.
Maybe it's someone who keeps a watch on every caravan there. No, not every caravan, but most caravans there are, to just look at the people and see who's cruel to the people they're with.
Maybe, but from what I've heard, they've not seen anyone around the fields that seems to not be part of the caravans.
Yeah, but some people are very good at hiding in the dead of night. Because
This is a strange question. You said that the dead man said the false would be punished for their cruelty.
Yeah.
What he
Did
said.
it sound like there was a capital F? Or was it a lowercase f?
He was kind of had a ghastly voice, kind of hard to tell exactly what he was trying to say.
Like, imagine
Okay.
if sandpaper were to
Had
get
a
really
voice.
soggy.
Well, because you asked it for a specific reason. What could it mean if it was with a capital or a lowercase?
Well, there is being false, and then there is being a false or being the false.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The-
The false would mean?
The false are it's like a belief among followers of Kelimvor that when you die, if you are false, if you say that you worship a god, but you didn't really follow their tenets, you are punished for claiming to be
Follower of the god.
Is this
a
something
false
that
follower.
happens
Yeah.
Yeah.
regularly?
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of a gray zone. A lot of other religions don't really like you go that deep into it because then you have to ask the philosophical question of what is considered false, like how like off the tenet do you have to be false? Like how does this interact with new
Okay,
doctrines?
that's fine. I was just
Yeah.
wondering for a friend.
I need a drink. I'm gonna go up to the bar and
I
ask
could
him for a
mix you
bottle of
one.
whiskey. Thank you. And I'll just
Um,
uncork it and take a big swig.
But for the only other information I have is when the woman was in the cloister on bed rest, there was only a few people that visited her. There was the acting leader now of the caravan. Her old leader never showed up. There was a few apprentices of the cloister, and there was Wrist. She showed up to help. Well, she was on bed rest, but that's all that I know.
I'm just thinking, because I will look at Snipe and hold out the bottle.
I'll take the whole bowl.
I was thinking, because if he said it with a capital F, would it mean that he isn't really a follower of the Ilmatar, but pretends he is? Because if it would be like the pulse would be punished, would it be that someone from the Ilmatari is punishing the false, basically? So could it be that he was pretending to be a part of the cloister?
I don't know. I don't know if he followed any religions. Did anyone say anything about that? Did Healer Wrist know or Sir Caliph Moore?
They said he was a religious man.
Yeah.
Following no religion. So
Okay.
that would be weird, but it could be that he pretended. So he didn't follow any religion, but
Maybe it's like a false leader. Maybe he wasn't like a false religious follower. Maybe he was a false leader in the fact that he didn't look after people. So maybe there was a plot. I need a drink. I'm sorry, my brain isn't working. Maybe there was a plot between, the new leader and the person who got ill, while they were at the cloister, and they took inspiration from being at the cloister, and then killed him.
Again, for me, it doesn't make sense.
To be fair, not much of this is making sense right now, just on a general level. I'm just being moved around places, and quite frankly, we were on our way to Elturel, and I don't really know what's happening anymore.
So,
if you need a drink, I'll point to Snipe.
Okay.
Hanny just goes behind the bar and picks up a bottle from the bottom shelf and comes out again.
I still have my bottle of wine, so I'm just gonna have some of that. So this is all the information we have so far. It's happening to caravan leaders, one a week, basically, all from the eastern fields. And from what it seems, is the caravans only there for a few days at a time before leaving, sometimes a bit longer. And this caravan now that's there at the moment, from what I can hear from you, is they've taken inspiration for the murder, but that won't explain the previous two. One thing that does trouble me is the fact that Caliph Moore is here.
Why does it trouble you? Why?
Who?
Caliph Moore isn't part of the formal Eltoran Guard. He works for the High Overseer.
Yeah.
And for the High Overseer to send someone personally, that's quite strange to me.
Because
Which is
you
why
feel
I
like there
told
might
you,
be something hidden up, covered up.
I do. I think there might be something, maybe another agenda.
Why don't we just set everything on fire?
That will not work, Hattie, and
No,
you do that and
no. I meant metaphorically, you know, like
Start a fire in one part, start a fire in another part, and see
no.
how
If you
it
set
spreads
everything on
out.
fire, all the rats come out.
So
okay.
what does your metaphorical fire plan involve,
I don't
Hattie?
know. I think we
Start
just need
rumors?
to panic everyone.
Maybe that could work.
Look,
If
mass
we
panic
if we
This
is
is the
always a
actual
good
face
idea.
that Ardius is making, by the way, looking at you.
It's the same face Snipe's making
You
as well,
could-
just borrowed brow.
yeah, you could if you start different rumors in different points in the city.
What we
Yeah,
could
that would
just
work.
do is, even if that doesn't work to get the rats out, what we could just do is start a little civil war and then just bounce, and then we won't be needed around here.
Spread rumors
Hattie, no.
Spread rumors against who exactly?
Well, so there's already one about the cloister, right? That it's them that are doing the murders. So we've got to work out someone who's bigger and badder and make that rumor.
Somebody
Come
who's
out.
willing to basically have their life completely ruined by,
they
spreading
don't need to
allegations
have
against a well-respected society.
We don't need to have their permission to ruin their life.
Yeah, I don't think it will last long, is what I'm saying. I feel like if anyone was to start a bad rumor against the cloister, they would be immediately snuffed out before any rumor could be
Not
spread.
against the cloister, because there's already one against the cloister. So we need one against someone else.
Hattie,
Yeah.
I would suggest there isn't one against the cloister, and I would suggest not continuing that line of reasoning.
Because we'll break the law if we do.
Okay.
And I do not want to hear anything. Like, if it's out of earshot, well, it's still bad, but it's just around me. It's not good. We need.
So as long as
We
I
need a
break the
plan.
law out of your eyesight, it's legal.
As long as you break the
Outside,
law
out
and you're
of
not
mind.
caught, you're fine.
Okay. So I have a question.
Yeah.
So based on what we found in the caravan, Helra, you don't think that it's actually people from the caravan doing this?
I don't believe so.
So if it's not someone from the caravan, it's someone from Skernabel.
Yeah. Or from a nearby area that somehow managed to go undetected.
Yeah, but what
Okay.
what motive would they have?
Well, that's my question too, is if it is someone from town, why would you start? I mean, this town doesn't have a huge permanent population. It's not hard to parse out who lives here full time, which means that if you're going to start murdering people in the town that you live in, you have to have a damn good reason to start. So why begin?
So, from what we heard, obviously the caravan leader was cruel, but the acting in charge sort of got. It was the way he was talking about just the donkeys. You saw the face. It was like it was something so bad he couldn't even fathom the thought of it. It might be to do with the leaders and how they've been acting. Like, if a rumor's been circulating around town, it's like, oh, this needs to be dealt with. And
Yeah, but who would do that? Who would have the motive to start picking out the rotten apples? Who would have the motive to?
And surely there have been cruel caravan leaders that have come through here before. Skernabel is an old
yeah.
enough place that there have to be bad people who have come here before,
And
but no one
didn't
did
get
anything.
murdered. Yeah.
So it's something that's changed.
It's something that's changed
The
recently.
other two
The past
caravans, are they here still?
No, they left.
No, they moved on.
Yeah.
They moved on. The last caravan isn't allowed to leave until this situation has been resolved.
I really
So we've
wanna.
got
I feel
so we
like
have
we got kicked out of the morgue, but if we can ask the same questions to the first person who got murdered.
it depends. If the final rites have already been given to the first person that's been murdered, you cannot ask the questions.
Yeah, but like when we were there, all the bodies weren't given the last rites. They were all, because it's an open investigation. They should not be able to do the last rites because it's an open investigation. Because the investigation is still running. My theory is that the bodies are still.
Want to risk it?
So are we going to break in or are we going to go and ask?
Well, we have
I
also
may-
something else to deal with.
We may be able to talk to Healer Wrist
No.
about it if we give her a heads up and just explain the situation.
She's
she
not gonna like
may-
it. She's not gonna
she
allow
she-
us.
She's not going to like it, but have spoken to her after we left. I went back and spoke to Healer Wrist, and
Why?
It was the best way to explain what we had to do and for the investigation. And just to basically say that we're sorry we did it behind your back, but it was necessary. So if we go and give her a heads up,
Yeah,
it
if we
may
go
be
back,
fine.
it will be either me alone and no one else, so we won't make her any angrier, or it would be me and someone else except Hattie.
I have a question. We're dealing with a lot of stuff right now, which is absolutely fine. But if someone, say, had information on the Elturel situation, like when would be a good time to share that? Would it be like now, so people like have time to kind of think about it?
Well, my
Or
head
should
is
it be more like
right
when
now.
we get to Elturel?
We have like 2 more months. I feel like 1.5.
Just keep it to myself.
What
Well,
have you got to say, Hattie?
yeah.
Well, I made friends with a god.
Yes.
You're not the first one to do that.
I mean, it was
Kind
a
of
big
give
deal for
Snipe
me,
a side
okay?
eye, like seriously.
I feel like you're like co-parenting.
I'm just saying, like, okay, if that's the thing that's going to shock us. I'm afraid luckily you've not shocked us yet, so.
Okay, so I made friends with a god, Orgma, specifically. And I had my first vision.
What did it show?
I don't really know. It was like a big metaphor. So
Yeah, but if it's a metaphor, what did you see?
okay, so
Play the movie.
Okay, I'm getting there, okay? So I asked about Elturel and what to expect there. And I was shown this really beautiful book that I saw one time. And it was really pretty, and I wanted to look inside it. And when I looked inside it, the entire thing had been eaten by bookworms. And it just kind of fell apart in front of me.
Okay. And on what question did you get this answer?
What's happening in Elturel?
That certainly
Okay.
does sound like a metaphor.
Yeah. I mean, I wrote it down in like a more eloquent way when I first had it. I don't really remember what it was like, if I'm honest with you, but it's in my book. I get the book out.
Is
Pushes
this
it
what was
across.
happening in Elturel soon? Because
It's
this, what you're saying, yeah, it's metaphorical. That reminds me of something that's happened in the past in Elturel.
do they have a history of bookworm problems?
No, again, it's metaphorical. It's something eating. It's something external eating.
No, it's a rotten part inside of this beautiful thing. It's
Yeah,
the
and
rotten people inside of Elturel.
So maybe
And-
if we set fire to that book.
No. Okay,
so
Helra, continue.
in the past, Elturel, there was a vampire scourge, and a lot of Elturel, part of Elturel, history became compromised through this vampire scourge, and carrying on from that, we re-established things, and I still believe there is something rotten deep in Elturel. I have my suspicions. There's a few people in Elturel I do not trust. One person I would say I despise.
Cool.
And
Yeah. In any group, in any society, in any city, there are these awful people.
Will you help us, Helra? You seem to know a bit about this.
Yeah.
I will help. But this person was also around in the past. And I feel like the past is going to catch up and it's going to repeat itself.
Can I ask who this person is?
This person is the current High Overseer of Elturel.
That's why you're concerned.
That's my concern.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you have heard of him, Fabius Krieg.
Like everybody roll me an insight check.
Insights. Okay.
I just looked
Hattie
at
knows
Hattie
she's
instantly.
been told this name before.
I'm pretty sure Hattie knows this
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
20, I have no
Yeah.
fucking idea if that's gonna help me. Or
Can I get
not.
this easy because I've already been told it and I have been looking out for his name?
Yes,
Make it
I will give you advantage on this one, Hattie.
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh,
27.
I got
Actually, I'm
27
gonna
as
do
well.
something.
Oh.
What was it?
Can we
Insight?
like wish the nat 20s
Insight,
onto
yep.
Hattie? Because I feel like Hattie really needs to
Hattie.
know this.
You can do it. You can do it.
Fallon the nat 20s onto.
A 24.
Oh, that's
24?
also good.
Hera,
Pardon?
what did you roll on your insight check?
Oh, sorry, one sec.
Sorry?
The web page refreshed. Sorry.
It's all good.
Insight. Da-da. 9. So not good.
9. All right. Ardius is going to roll his insight check.
What are we?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
always rolled insight before. Why do I need to roll it as well?
Ardius rolled a 1. So that makes his insight a 17.
Jesus.
I knew his mod was stupidly high.
16 as a mod. My lord.
Wait, do I get an advantage because I
You mentioned the name.
Yeah.
Actually, I do want you to take advantage on this because you've been following along with the investigation.
That's 17. Yay!
Nice.
So all of you have a thought about the same time.
It washes over us like a wave.
It washes over you like a
God
wave.
has provided
hive
thought.
mind.
It is the connection point between Hailra's concern over Fabius Krieg and Hattie's idea and the murder investigation.
Quick question. Have I mentioned the name to the group that it was someone that we need to look out for, right?
And you've said the name Fabius Krieg, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure I know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Hattie said that to the group before I joined because I would have instantly like, yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah,
Don't
that
I get
was
the
one.
feeling we're gonna have a huge connection.
No,
She was-
she wasn't warned about Fabius Krieg until after you joined.
Yeah. Okay.
So you all have this thought about the same time. The idea that Fabius might be corrupt, the idea of this golden book that's destroyed on the inside,
and the idea that the false will be punished. All of these meet, and it occurs to you that Elturel is the false that's going to be punished. And that is where we will end our game.
Fucking hell.
Holy shit!
I've been. Oh my, that's a connection. Oh no.
I feel like the board thing, the board meme,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you
Charlie.
just came
Nothing at
along
all.
Good old
and just
Charlie.
kind of casually squirted
We
some
would-
lighter
oh my
fluid
God.
on and then threw a match at it.
Us with our humanist thoughts, we were thinking that it was going to be a person who would identify as the false, not a city.
They
Meanwhile,
want to just fuck the entire city, not literally like.
No,
Hey, you
that'd
don't
be
know.
a very difficult.
So with this thought, is it caravan leaders that come from Elturel then? Ah, my brain!
It'll be
I
left to
have
forgot
written
next time.
so many notes today.
Holy
I've
shit.
written
me and
so
Kaya
many
are
notes.
just getting pissed, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, you guys are just having a
This
great
is
old
none of our
time.
We're still
concern.
yet to
I'm very
discuss some
happy
of the
about
shit
it.
that happened earlier, but oh well.
Yeah,
That's the next
Get
best
to that.
concern.
I
We're-
need 3 different notebooks for all these storylines.
I
that's
need a
going
new
on.
notebook.
Kaya.
Where's going?
Kaya, can we drink so much that we forget that we have a resurrection idea, please?
Can you just
Thank you.
drink enough to forget that you have 4 other party members?
I go back. I go to
Yeah.
water.
I'll
I go back to
get
Waterdeep. I do. I just walk home.
Yeah.
See you
So
guys.
you just say, fuck Elturel.
Yeah,
I'm sure
fuck
it'll be
this.
dealt with by someone else.
Let's get as far away from Elturel as possible, and I'm fine.
Instead of just football kicks his Elturel, just like, no, bitch.
So much to.
Someone's out to
about.
punish the false of Elturel.
I'm
Oh.
actually kind of blown away. That's such a fucking good cliffhanger. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I can't. What?
We
okay.
are.
What, why,
I've got
where,
something
and
to
when?
say.
Yeah,
So
guys,
wait, are we?
we're the ones who are
Okay.
going to punish them. You don't realise? We're the punishers.
No,
The
do
master
we?
needs minions,
That's right.
Yeah.
The master.
and we are
Oh.
the ones that will destroy it all.
Yep.
Wait, we are meant to destroy
Yeah, Master needs minions.
Oh,
I
Okay.
feel, I
False
feel
will
like
be
whether we
punished.
meant good or not, we're just gonna carry a wave of unluck behind us.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we are doing.
Yeah, we are. We've
Yeah.
already
Me
fucking
and Kai
done
had the hells behind us, so we'll be fine. We're going to come in like, da-da-da-da. We're going to surf
it.
into
We're bringing
Elturel.
the battlefield.
Yeah,
to
no,
Elturel.
I absolutely think that Snipe's demon will be key in this.
Yeah.
It's just a gut feeling I
That
have.
reincarnation option's
Absolutely.
looking mighty fine. If only
So,
Snipe knew it existed.
Sorry, buddy, we
Kaya and
forgot. Drank
Seymour
too much.
have the hells. I have armies.
I have a fucking spider.
I have a
Mhm.
stick.
Yeah.
Hattie's got
Hattie's
it.
the only pure one here. Like,
Hattie's got a stick and an idea.
I got a jar of dirt.
Go, Jar Dirt. Fucking hell.
Wow.
it's
Well-
Reyna, Snipe for the Abyss, Kaya,
We
and
have
Seymour
the
for the
Hulk.
Hells.
Yeah, and just fucking Hattie as like the one that stands in between.
Yeah, like,
Joker's to the left of me. Cause to the right. Here I am.
Okay, guys,
I can
guys.
In the middle with you.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for another session of The Road to Elturel. Be sure to tune in next Saturday as we continue this story and see where it goes.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will not be Crimson Petal because
It's a
it is
nice
Easter.
break for everyone.
So we'll be continuing next week. Check out I Roll Therefore I Am on Wednesdays. It's a delight, constantly full of tiki bar music and introspective questions.
And going off topic very quickly.
And going off topic very quickly. And that's all we got. So hope you all have a good evening, and until next time, adventure on, everybody.
Bye bye.
Hey.
Bye.
You good?